And before that we proceed with the ceremony, I would be remiss in my duties if I didn't introduce the panel on stage. Seated all the way to my right is Robert Kupek, Facilities Executive for the Department. State Representative Alice Emmons. Secretary of the Agency of Human Services, Robert Hoffman, and Commissioner of the Vermont Department of Corrections, Andrew Polito. Next on the agenda, during the Academy, I tasked the class with many observations that they must make, and they must make clear in their minds who and what is a correctional officer. And that comes forward at the end of the class as the class speaker. The class speaker is who the class has nominated that exemplifies that person that is a correctional officer, that they have that right attitude and that integrity. And the class nominated Robert Dunham.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get my specs on here. Ladies and gentlemen, Commissioner Polito, honored guests, families, friends, and colleagues. My name is Robert Dunham, and I was nominated by my fellow classmates to say a few words regarding our experiences while attending the 105th Vermont Correctional Academy at Waterbury. I arrived before sunrise on a cold January 4th morning, where I joined a group of people outside the Dale building, men and women of all different ages, sizes, all from different backgrounds and experiences. Some of us were already acquainted, but the majority of us were strangers. As we looked at each other, I sensed a mixed feeling of anticipation and hesitation. What had I gotten myself into? A man with pepper gray hair came out, stood in front of us, and began to bark orders at us to get into formation. And shortly we were assigned to our rooms, and this was to be home for the next 5 weeks. Well, our introductions were made, and boundaries were set, and the pepper-gray-haired man became known to us as Mr. Cathcart, and he would demand a high level of professionalism from us. And if we didn't meet that standard of professionalism, we were given the opportunity to strengthen our bodies as well as our minds. I realized that not only did Mr. Cathcart teach in the classroom, but he taught by the manner in which he conducted himself. That teaching can be accomplished by guiding rather than directing. Guidance can be given with firmness rather than vulgarity, and that understanding can be done with empathy rather than sympathy. He and the rest of our instructors have prepared us for an environment in which we lead by example, by being role models and agents for change. As the weeks went on, the 105th was educated in different aspects of our new careers: legal issues, communication techniques, mental health, first aid, CPR, use of force, cell extractions, and more. On Fridays, we would leave aching and mentally exhausted, and going home was like going home for Thanksgiving, a holiday. My classmates and I, we thank you, our families, and our loved ones, for your encouragement and our support during these 5 weeks. It was hard to leave you every Monday morning, and you were missed every day of the week. When we returned from home on Mondays, the 105th, we grew closer as friends. We laughed, sometimes we cried, and we got irritated with each other. But most of all, we supported each other. Our class adopted a motto of attitude and integrity, and as we grew into a unit, these words began to mean more. We know that we represent the people of Vermont, and that we are tasked with more than just being the watchful eye. We are a role model for inmates. We must take what we've learned here and apply it with our utmost diligence, with no expectation of success or gratitude. Knowing that we'll be setting the standard for those we supervise will be enough. In closing, the 105th would like to express our gratitude to the staff of the Academy, the training assistants, and instructors from all the different facilities in their participation in our training. Thank you.